So with that, it is now time for spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. So tonight, NXT ascended on Full Sail University as they usually do every month or so. And we had some NXT TV tapings. We did learn, now this isn't a spoiler, but we did learn the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic is coming back to the NXT. We learned that tonight they will be filming the first 2 rounds of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Then, at the next TV tapings, which will actually be the last tapings before WrestleMania week, they'll film the finals. The winners of this tournament will go on to WrestleMania weekend, NXT TakeOver Blacklist in Brooklyn, and challenge the War Raiders for the NXT Tag Team Championships. So, the first thing we did see was the War Raiders defeating the team of guys I've never heard of, Vandal Ortangun and Chico Adams. Johnny Gargano would come out and address the live crowd. Now, if you haven't seen tonight's NXT, spoilers for that, Velveteen Dream is the new North American champion. So, Gargano comes out, talks about how he's had an interesting week, discussed his failures defending the NXT championship, the North American championship. Tommaso Ciampa would then come out and say Gargano is only his best when he's teaming with him. He's saying that when they're DIY, that's when Gargano is his best, and that they should be partners in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And Gargano accepts. We then get Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah defeating the team of Xia Li and Tainara Conti. Dominic Dijakovic takes on Keith Lee, but the match actually ends in a double countout. The crowd then starts chanting, "Let them fight," restart the match, and bring out Regal, but they never restart the match. Shayna Baszler would then go on to defeat Mia Yim. In a first-round match for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament, or Tag Team Classic, Aleister Black and Ricochet would defeat Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel. In a confrontation, Matt Riddle would come out to congratulate the Velveteen Dream and challenge him for the North American title. Velveteen Dream would go on to say something about the spotlight only shines on him. Spotlight then shines on him as he's standing on the announce table. And when the spotlight goes back out and then it's just the regular lights, all of a sudden Matt Riddle had disappeared. Very odd. In another Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic first round match, Mustache Mountain would defeat the Street Profits. Going forward in another Dusty Classic match, first rounder, DIY would defeat the team of the Undisputed Era. This combination was Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. War Raiders would then come out on the top of the stage. They would stare down to the ring as DIY would stare back at them, making you think DIY could be winning this tournament. Luke Menzies would then go on to defeat Eric Bugenhagen. Bugenhagen played an encore throughout the arena. Sasha Banks and Bayley would actually appear at the tapings to come out and celebrate their win of the Women's Tag Team Championships. They stated that these championships are for Raw, for SmackDown, and for NXT. They said that if any of the women in the back wanted to step up and challenge, more than willing. Pat McAfee would come out and join the broadcast team. Adam Cole would defeat Punishment Martinez. Velveteen Dream and Cole had a brawl after Adam Cole called out and challenged the Velveteen Dream. Punishment Martinez would get involved, and Dream would end up hitting his Purple Rainmaker elbow on Adam Cole. It was very interesting here that Matt Riddle first challenged Velveteen Dream. Then that was just blown off as a nothing thing. And Adam Cole challenged Dream, and they actually had a brawl. In a second round match for the Dusty Tag Team Classic, the Forgotten Sons upset victory over Mustache Mountain, making it to the finals. So the Forgotten Sons are in the finals. We then had Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair. Winner would go on to NXT TakeOver Blacklist in Brooklyn to challenge Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. The match actually ended in a double disqualification when Baszler would run down and attack both women. Kairi Sane would try to come out, and she would choke her out. Io Shirai would gain her composure, and Shayna would just choke her out again. Then, in another semi-final match with the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, Ricochet and Aleister Black defeated the team of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. DIY eliminated. And this was the final match of the TV tapings, but that's not where the fun ended. So, match ends. Gargano got pinned by Ricochet. And apparently Gargano's, quote-unquote, knocked out or something. So Candice LeRae comes out. And let me talk about this for a second. Has Candice LeRae been the biggest waste right now in NXT? She's wrestled like a handful of times. Yes, she was in the Women's Rumble, but by God, what is she? Just Johnny's wife? She only ever shows up as Johnny's wife. Anyways. So Candice comes out to check on Johnny. And it looks like her and Ciampa are helping Johnny to the back. As they get to the top of the ramp, it looks like, they're going to just walk out. But then Ciampa grabs Johnny like he's going to throw him into the big old Titantron. But Johnny was playing possum. Johnny said, "Haha, I got you, Ciampa." And he ends up attacking and beating down Ciampa. The show ends, the night ends, with Johnny Gargano standing tall over Tommaso Ciampa, his wife by his side, and him kind of doing the whole "I want your belt" pose, leading us to believe that that match that we've been thinking was going to happen for a year is going to happen. It looks like NXT TakeOver Blacklist in Brooklyn, WrestleMania weekend. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, the NXT Heavyweight Championship. But here's the thing. They're a tag team on the main roster. What? Yeah. They're still enemies in NXT, but they're a tag team on the main roster, most likely going up against the Revival for the Tag Team Championships at Fastlane. Now, of course, all of this, where they attack each other and Gargano stands tall at the end, will most likely air after Fastlane. So what they can do is they're a team leading up. They go to Fastlane. They do all of this. But then when they do the big breakup, the big big swerve on NXT television, then they can translate to the main roster and be like, well, these guys ain't friends. These guys can't get along. They beat the crap out of each other. So hopefully there's consistency here between what they're doing in NXT with these guys and what they do with them on the main roster. Chris McNutt says it doesn't make sense. It should make sense in the long run if it actually goes down the way it should. If they have the consistency and the continuity on the main roster with what they just filmed tonight, then it should be fine. Yes, Noob and Co., they're going to kill each other. This is going to be one of the greatest NXT matches of all time. We thought that their other matches were good. We thought those other matches were great. No. 5-star Johnny, it's about to pull out. In my opinion, if this match can go as good as I think it can go, if these guys put everything on the line, this could be the first ever 6-star match in WWE. I think these guys have the potential to do so.